Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. This is the video Best Bets Part 1. We've got a best bet from Brian and Ralph, and we're going to start with Ralph. He's got an NFL game on Saturday this week, playing the games on Christmas Eve, and we're going to take a look at the San Diego Chargers traveling to play the Cleveland Browns on Christmas Eve. San Diego must have been naughty this year to get that one on their schedule.
You know what, Marco? Last week I filled in for you on the radio show SB Nation, and Matt Holt was talking about how the Sharps keep lining up to bet on Cleveland each week, saving the sports books because they expect the other teams to have pressure and play. I'm finally going to step in for the first time and play on the Cleveland Browns. San Diego blew their 7th fourth quarter lead of the year last week against Oakland. You've got Melvin Gordon, probably doubtful. Phillip Rivers has only played 3 games with the temperature under 40 degrees in the last 3 years. 2-5 ratio, 12 sacks in those games. San Diego has only been a away favorite of 4 or more points once in 3 years. That was at Oakland in 2014. They only won that game by 3 and didn't cover. And you want to talk about inflated lines as people are playing against the Browns? Browns' last 5 home games, they were getting 2.5 points against the Jets. They were getting 7 points, a touchdown against Dallas, and now they're almost getting the same against San Diego. They got 8 points against Pittsburgh, 6.5 against the Giants, and 2 games ago they only got 4 points at home against Cincinnati. Now's the time to step in. The lines have been completely overinflated. San Diego has nothing to play for. Cold, rainy, cross-country trip, playing at 10 a.m. The Browns break their streak and get their first win.
I can't say I disagree with it. I just, I tried to pick my spot to jump in front of them. That was the Cincinnati game off the bye, and I still got, tire marks on my back. They ran me over.
I had them in that same game, and that tells me all I need to know about Cleveland. I do agree that the lines makers have taken it to the point now that they're begging for the money because of, as you said, the teams that they've been playing. But San Diego's better on the road. I don't know. We'll see.
It's got to be a little bit demoralizing for San Diego last week to look up in the stands and have the stadium filled with Raider fans instead of Charger fans last week. I think the season's over for them.
They don't know where they're going to be next year.
Yeah, if San Diego loses this game, we'll see what happens because they know they won't be playing in San Diego again, and that'll be their next game last week at home. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got Ralph with Cleveland plus the points. Great spot. I can't disagree. Brian, you're going to go to Monday. We got a bowl game. It's the St. Petersburg Bowl, and you got Mississippi State playing Miami, and you got Mississippi State sneaking into the bowl games with their record. And tell us what you're looking at.
Well, I know in a previous video you talked about the SEC. You thought was a little bit down overall, and they are overall, but you've still got an SEC team. SEC teams are great against the spread in the bowls. The MAC is terrible against the spread in the bowls. You've got a 5-7 Mississippi State team that didn't know if they were going to a bowl, so they got to be excited to be there. You got a Miami team who lost the first 6 games of the season. They came back and won. How many times you got a team that's a 6-point, they won 6 straight games, entering the bowl game, and they're a 2-touchdown underdog? Well, there's a reason for that. The teams in the MAC are just not big. They don't have the talent to get into the Big Ten. The MAC is to the Big Ten sort of like the Sun Belt is to the SEC. And sure, they'd love to go in here and beat a Mississippi State team, but they're so much smaller, so much slower than the teams in the SEC. And just take a look at what the MAC's done already this year. Toledo didn't cover, could have gone either way, but the other MAC team that played earlier in the season, Central Michigan, got crushed. The MAC is just not good enough to play with teams with much more talent. Despite the fact that this is one of the lesser teams in the SEC, I think they come out here and just physically dominate, and 14 is a little bit cheap here. I'm laying the points.
Yeah, and that line's been going up as the public is taking notice to what the MAC teams are doing. And you always see that once a conference has a couple early games and it goes one way, the public, starts to snowball and jump on the bandwagon. So I would suggest to jump on Brian's best bet there sooner than later because it's just going to continue to go up in my opinion. All right, there you have it. A best bet from Ralph on Cleveland plus the points. So we're looking at 6 right now. And Brian's grabbing Mississippi State and laying the 14 on Monday against Miami. And don't forget, save $10 this weekend at WagerTalk. Use coupon code SANTA in the number 10, and you can take $10 off any package this weekend. Use it on a weekend all access. Make the best deal on the internet even better. Instead of $69, you can get it for $59, and that would get you everything Thursday through Monday from your favorite capper all weekend long. Check it out at WagerTalk.com. We'll be back with more.